It's a little point on the globe, just down the coast from Sydney, Australia. For thousands of years, sea and shorebirds have been coming here from all over the world to feed, to breed, or just to pass through. The visitors join an exciting collection of local species that call this rich coastline home. Home is the Illawarra Coast, a highly diverse environment that features a wide variety of rocky coastal platforms and headlands, sandy beaches, dunes, salt and freshwater lagoons, estuaries and small coastal islands. Led by the seasons, the waters off Wollongong are influenced by several converging oceanic currents. This convergence moves north with the winter and south with the summer, carrying with it a collection of life from these very different environments. There are few places anywhere in the world where so many seabird species regularly visit. In fact, nearly a third of the world's seabirds have been seen off Wollongong.
It's a wonderful area here for birds because you've got all the shore birds and you've also got all the pelagic birds, or birds that belong to the ocean. Penguins and shearwaters and mutton birds and albatrosses and so on.
The original mob was known as the New South Wales Albatross Study Group. They were an enthusiastic group of amateur naturalists with a common interest.
And we also, in 1956, began to ban the fabled wandering albatross, which is the largest of flying seabirds, off the coast here between Bellambi and Thirroul. And that has been ongoing since 1956, and it was the first time ever that oceanic birds have been banded remote from their natal or breeding islands.
SOSSA, the Southern Oceans Seabird Study Association, grew out of this original group to encompass a variety of research, conservation and public outreach efforts. Based in Wollongong, SOSSA consists of dedicated people, both professional and amateur, who volunteer their time and talents. SOSSA members are actively involved in a number of local and global research efforts. Our principal projects include several leading albatross studies, a unique study of the breeding biology of sooty oyster catchers, and an integrated study and monitoring program of Wollongong's 5 Islands Nature Reserve. Each project involves seasonal expeditions around the region to nesting and foraging sites of a designated species, in some cases specific birds. Performed by experienced naturalists and trained volunteers, the fieldwork involves observations and data collection. It includes recording environmental and behavioural information, as well as the temporary capture of individual birds. Each bird is carefully banded, then specific measurements are taken and standardised assessments made before the bird is released. The data provides a foundation for scientific insights and population statistics. From here, environmental benchmarks are determined and conservation policies are built. An exciting part of SOSSA's work is the pelagic or ocean-going research trips on the Sandra Cay. Started in 1994, these monthly expeditions to the continental shelf offer a unique opportunity for the general public to watch and assist the researchers at work in the field.
And one of my main reasons for coming to Australia has been the pelagic trips from Wollongong, which I've heard about perhaps 15 years ago. They're famous trips in bird-watching circles. It's the best place in the world to see a variety of seabirds, and in particular albatrosses, which capture the imaginations of lots of people, not just serious bird-watching people.
We tend to get albatrosses from maybe May through to November, sometimes into December. They disappear over the summer months and don't come back basically until near winter.
Well, aside from one of the best places in the world to see massed spectacles of wildlife, you can see, big pods of dolphins or smaller pods, of course, of whales, but seabirds sometimes in the tens of thousands. It's quite spectacular when you can see wildlife like that.
Even if you were a beginner, complete beginner, and you'd never seen any seabirds before, you'd have a great chance to see them at really close quarters here.
Everyone on them! Coming back round!
On the winds of the southern ocean I am flying, with the strength of a gale beneath my wings, flying with the souls of sailor men, rarely ever in the sight of the land, climbing a moving mountain,
In the main, SOSSA's role is making people aware of the resource that they have. I mean, people generally think that the ocean is an indefinite resource, but once you start to study it, you begin to realise that it is very definitive. If you go out into space and look back at the Earth, it gives you an idea that, you know, this is a finite resource and it's something that we need to look after.
SOSSA's research and education work is dependent upon volunteers. We're a community organisation and we welcome people with a variety of skills and interests. The Illawarra has been called the Kakadu of the South by Sir David Attenborough. Its natural beauty and biodiversity is outstanding and yet understated. There are endless opportunities for you to enjoy and learn about the environments of the Illawarra. So come on, join us and discover the Illawarra naturally.
Oh, my friends, don't cry for me. Be thankful for the time we shared before I had to leave. Take up the task I left behind, don't leave it for another time. Look for me where the mountains meet the sea. And I'm flying on the winds of the southern ocean. I am flying with the strength of a gale.